Okay. Boop, boop. Well, okay. So who in here, don't worry, thank you. Who in here has ever wanted to perform on stage, maybe be in a play or a scene? Okay, thank you to everyone that raised their hands. To let you know, really only 4 people raised their hand, but that's okay. To anyone here or out there that would ever love to just be up on stage, the Beginning Actors Companion has a few tips for you. 1, breathing exercises. Those really help you calm down, find your center, and let you think about what's going on instead of thinking about, oh, I need to breathe. There's also the time-honored tradition of picturing the audience in your underwear. Not a lot of people actually do that. I don't think it helps. Sometimes it's a little distracting. Personally, my idea is to know your stuff. Know your stuff when you're gonna go up there and give some lines, give a speech, give a monologue, or go to an audition. If you know what you're gonna say down pat, like the back of your hand, then there's really nothing else to focus on except really delivering the best performance. This is for all you people out there that agree with me and want to maybe go into a theater career later in life. I looked through the Beginning Actors Companion, the Theatrical Design and Production booklet, and the Tupelo Community Theater website to find some basic theater terms that everyone needs to know when they're going to go up and do something theatrical. Bam! First off, theater from the ground up. Some basic terms. The stage. Back in the day, the stage was actually raked, which means it was on a slant. So in the front, down here, it was lower than it was in the back. That's where we get the terms upstage and downstage, because downstage in the front, it's actually lower. Nowadays, most stages are flat, but we still use those terms, and we use levels in the back to raise it up so people are still higher up and can be seen. We also have stage right and stage left. Stage right, it's to the right for the actor, and stage left, it's to the left of the actor. It's for from the actor's perspective, because they're the ones that need to know which direction they're going. We also have blocking. An actor, when they're being told where to go or their general action, it's their blocking. They need to remember to cross stage right and to open a door. They do that by knowing their mark. Their mark is where on stage, in relation to scenery or other actors on stage, they need to go to deliver a line or to do an action. Also, they can be on cue. A cue sheet, that's one of the most confusing and most difficult things I have ever seen. It's a stage manager's cue sheet. A stage manager will write down everything an actor needs to say, everything an actor needs to do, everything the lights need to do, the sound needs to do, where the scenery needs to go, all in one piece of paper, and it's all jumbled on, but keeps everything in check. Excuse me. Here we go. Some other terms that an actor needs to know. There's the fourth wall. Picture a family sits down to eat dinner. They're in a house, the 4 walls around them, and one of the walls is chopped off, and there's the audience. They're just looking in, and the family doesn't even notice them. That's the fourth wall. It's an imaginary wall that the actors see and the characters see, imaginary, but the audience can see through. It's sort of like the window that lets you see into the play. Most of the time, it separates the characters from the audience, except when a character makes an aside. An aside is when you speak directly to the audience, usually as a thought or as a whisper, because for the character, only they can hear it, other characters cannot, and it's directly to the audience to give them some insight and let them know what a character's thinking, some extra information, just to help the audience know. A few other terms that you should know but not do. Mugging. Mugging is something you shouldn't do in theater or out. Theater term for mugging, that's when you're on stage and you're drawing attention to yourself without justifiable cause. Because theater is all about sharing the story and sharing just the actual play. Mugging, you're stealing attention to yourself away from the actors and the story. Corpsing, it's the exact same thing except when you're dead, because corpsing is when you're supposed to be a dead body on stage and drawing attention to yourself. That's all kinds of no-no, don't do those. There's also terms, book and libretto. Book is basically the written words in the script. It's what you say, what the actor says, what different people say, and sometimes stage directions. Libretto, it's the same thing except in a musical. In a musical, the libretto holds the words and the music in the back, the sheet music. Off book, that's where you get the term off book, because when you're memorized, you're off book. We also have Deus Ex Machina, which is one of my favorite phrases. Deus Ex Machina is when there's all kinds of turmoil going on. This person killed this person, and this person went and killed this person's father and is cheating on his girlfriend and did something to a goat. Then a deity comes down from above and says, hey, we're all good. And the play ends and everyone's happy. Basically, Deus Ex Machina is literally God from the machine because it's usually reserved for Greek theater. The deity would come down on something called a machine, which is the crane which would lower them down, usually reserved for some kind of mythological figure. Then we have the follow spot, which is also the actor's best friend, because actors love to be seen, and this follow spot does that. The follow spot is a spotlight that follows the actor all around stage so they can be seen. I have some good lighting in here, so I don't need one. We also have the green room. The green room is the room where you go right before and right after you're on stage so you can see what's going on, usually through an intercom or sometimes a television that shows the stage so you can know when to go on stage and what your cue is so you hit your cue. Surprisingly, I've never been into a green room that's actually green. So thank you for everyone here who came to listen to my speech. I hope you all learned something and hope you guys learned something.